What just happened in Washington will change the economy, global trade, and could reshape how presidents use power for decades. Today, the Supreme Court dealt a major blow to Trump's economic agenda, and the fallout is just beginning. On February 20th, 2026, the U.S. Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision, struck down most of Donald Trump's sweeping global tariffs, ruling that he did not have the constitutional authority to impose such trade levies unilaterally under an emergency powers law. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that tariffs are a form of taxation, and under the Constitution, only Congress has the power to levy taxes, meaning the president overstepped his authority by acting on his own. These tariffs were central to Trump's economic agenda, used to address trade deficits, create revenue, and even fund proposed rebates to Americans. But critics said the tariffs raise costs for consumers and small businesses. The court's decision not only throws out the legal basis for sweeping duties, but also sends a message: a president cannot rewrite trade policy without Congress. The ruling drew fierce reactions. Trump blasted the court, calling the decision deeply disappointing and saying he was absolutely ashamed of the justices who ruled against him. Some lawmakers and governors are now calling for tariff refunds for families and businesses that paid higher prices under the now invalid levies. Global markets reacted positively, with U.S. stocks rising and the dollar weakening amid trade policy uncertainty. If you felt the pinch of higher prices on imports, electronics, groceries, tools, this ruling could be good news down the line. But refunds are not automatic, and businesses may wait months or even years to see any return on tariff cost, if at all. Meanwhile, Trump says he still plans to pursue a new 10% tariff under a different law, keeping trade tensions alive. Legal experts say this case is historic because it reinforces the limits of presidential power, especially on economic issues that touch every American household. Courts don't want executives bypassing Congress on major economic decisions. So here's what you need to know. A 6-3 Supreme Court struck down key Trump tariffs. Ruling limits executive power on trade. Reactions are fierce and widespread. Future tariff policy is still unclear. If you want updates on how this ruling impacts the economy, your wallet, and future policy fights, hit subscribe and stick with us for daily analysis.